Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna do a first impression for the new two supporters that we're gonna receive next month. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So we already know the effects of the two new supporters that we're gonna receive, so we might as well check them. I am going to give my first impression on this, but I highly doubt that they're gonna change. I don't think that these supporters have any capability to surprise us further in the future, because they seem well defined, like nothing out of what we can expect could happen with this, in my opinion. If I'm mistaken and they change my expectation, I might do a video about that in the future, but let's get right into it. So first we have Kung Fu Girl Kasumigaoka Rika. So Rika, Kung Fu Rika. What is she offering? Well, she's a red supporter, and she says damage dealt by characters switch in a 3-player battle increased by 30% for 10 seconds. So when you switch to a character that has this equip, or at least that's what I am getting, will receive a 30% damage increase, which, to be honest, it's worded kind of wacky. Like, I'm not really sure if this is only going to give damage to the character who has this equipped, to whichever character we transition into, either the one that has it equipped, or the one that you're going to change, or the whole team. I mean, it is weird. I expect it to be only to the one that has this equipped, but that's pretty bad. Like, the mechanic is there for sure, but most people don't actively use the change commands, change the main character, because there is a cooldown. If it was instantaneous, probably more people will use it, but right now we have to wait 10 seconds, so technically this should be kinda permanent, but the activation condition is horrible because you're not going to control your main character that has this equip all the time, and you can just use something like, I don't know, Stella, that gives you exactly the same but without the wacky requirement. So yeah, unfortunately this supporter is not going to be that useful. If you don't want to build her, perhaps that's fine. Perhaps you can just have one copy and burn everything else. Like, it is a thing players do, but I'm gonna keep at least one at S level 5. Whenever we have a rerun, I might burn this because it is not that useful. Then, talking about burning, it says burns all enemies with fire dealing damage equal to 580% of attack and inflicts 100% of damage of burn for 10 seconds. Ooh, amazing. So that's interesting. Basically, you're going to do 1116% of attack damage, and then after some time, after the burn activates, you're gonna deal that amount again. That's an interesting active because it's the whole damage, but I mean, I don't think it's like that busted. If it was like 2000 at base, it would be busted, but it is not. So this supporter, it is not that impressive, unfortunately. You might get it and you might build it if you actively change your characters on VR. That's gonna give you more value, yes, but as I mentioned, the activation condition is not that great. If we receive a buff to the swapping characters mechanic, and we just nullify the cooldown, perhaps this would be useful. Perhaps. But other than that, I think it's not gonna be that great. Then we have Kung Fu Girl Nanase Mai. Nanase Mai, on the other hand, it is a pretty useful supporter. So it is not busted, but it definitely does some things very well. So increases HP restoration of suppressed type characters by 100%. So whatever HP restoration you receive, you'll get double. That's pretty good to begin with. Even if you have a not a great healer, you're gonna have enough healing just because you're getting double the healing from each healing instance. So that's fine. Then increase damage of suppressed type characters by 30%. So this is only going to work for suppressed type characters, but that's fine. I mean, it's a restriction like any other, and it gives you a 30% damage increase. It's kind of a Stella but restrictive, but with the added benefit that you increase your healing. And this is most valuable with those characters who do not have healing. Why? Because of the active. A large paper dumpling explodes, dealing damage equal to 660% of attack, and immediately restores 20% of lost HP. So, that's gonna get doubled just because of the passive that it has. It's kind of like, who was it? Yosora, yeah, Yosora, which she had healing, but she would heal more than what she said because of her main passive. So yeah, this is amazing. I love it. It is not busted, but it gives viability to those characters who need healing and don't have them on their kits. For example, Spinel is gonna be one of the best characters that you can equip this with because she's suppressed, she's a very good damage dealer, so she's gonna like that attack increase. But unfortunately, she doesn't have ways to recover HP, and thanks to this, she's going to recover a pretty nice chunk of HP. Pretty nice. So, what do you think about this supporter, guys? I think that for the most part, it's a shame that this one is not that good. In fact, I think they should have made the one on the anniversary event actually kind of good and kind of important. Like, it is great to have fodder supporters that we can use to reroll and use our dismantling devices, but I think the timing is not right. Like, if this was the supporter they're giving us on the second half of the month, perhaps it would be good, but no, it is the one that we're receiving on the first half of the month. So yeah, what do you think about this, guys? Do you think this is useless? Do you think this one is useful? Do you think Mai is busted? I don't think she's busted. She's like good, a very good supporter, kind of a Stella, just a little bit better. Even with the restriction for suppress, it is pretty good that you enhance your healing capabilities. For characters who do have healing capabilities, innate healing capabilities, this won't be that impressive, but for characters who have barely any kind of healing capability, maybe none at all, this is going to be very useful. Like, if you have one skill that heals you on red, this is going to be useful because you're going to be able to heal even more. And for example, Chizuru is going to be very good for Chizuru because she's going to heal more from her healing field. Considering that doesn't scale with the damage that you deal. It is not a damaging skill. But yeah, I think it's going to be fine. Will you roll for this one, guys? Let me know in the comments. And I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!